Little example here of how we ride in our trails. Got a little over 16 acres here we do some riding on. Several nice trails to go off of. It's hard to see how steep these trails are, but when you're on them, it's plenty steep. This one over here, we've got to get it cleaned up and back into play. This time of year it just grows up so much you can't hardly keep the weeds out of here. We need to get down here and ride a little bit more. We got another good hill going up this direction, but we got several new hills going through here. This one right here shows a little bit better picture maybe. Not quite as long, but it's pretty steep. A lot of this loose gravel is hard to get through to get started, but once you get going on it, you can get your momentum and it goes pretty good. Need to get the guys out here and start riding a little bit more because it's really starting to get grown up. Another little bit of a hill. It's not quite as steep on this end as it is back on that other end. Lots of spider webs to go through. Nice little area right here. Got some of it cleaned out. Got a trail going up here on this one. Got another trail going off through here. And I come into this area. Got a nice trail going up to the top there. This one goes over and around, and then it goes back up to the top as well to the left. Over here we've got a nice spring that comes up. Found that a couple of weeks ago when we were doing some dozing. Give you a little bit of example of what's going on here. One of the problems that we've got right now is that the dozer has died on us. It's stuck on the side of the hill, and can't figure out at this point what's going on, or needs new parts, or what's going to happen. So at this point we've just kind of been sitting and waiting, but hopefully he'll get something going soon and get a hold of Case and get that figured out. This hill's a whole lot steeper when you're walking it than it is when you're watching on TV, but there's the dozer. It's stuck here on the side of the mountain. The hillside came down, and then he went ahead and cut me a little tabletop in here. That way we could park pretty flat if we needed to. But he got going off the side of the hill, and there it sits. So we're out of commission for a little while. Hopefully he can get that back up and going. Can't wait to get everybody out here and start riding with everybody. the trails going down. One of the shorter ones. Eventually we'll have it to where we can go down and loop back up to the next hill, go on over and then go to the third hill. I want everything to connect from east to west. That way you can just take off riding and never have to stop and turn around. Just go and tabletop and then go down to the next hill. Hill on the east and the hill on the west both have tabletops. Here's another place. This is the hill he actually came up on. We had to climb up here with chainsaws and cut all these trees out because he couldn't come up the hill with the dozer because of the trees. He can start at the top and go down and push the trees, but he can't actually start at the bottom and go up and push a tree up the hill. We're walking pretty flat here on a pretty steep hill, and you can kind of see it drops on down there to the bottom. At this point, this is where the trail goes to, but the property line actually goes on a little bit farther, probably about another 80 feet or so, 100 feet. So we're going to bring another one down right over there and have it go down. This one right now is the steepest one on the west side. We have some on the east side that's probably a little steeper, but over on this west side, it's definitely steep enough. But I'll walk down here to the bottom if I can make it without falling. I fell a while ago. You can kind of see a little bit better when I'm going sideways just how steep that other side is. Just about lost it there. But if I could get down here and kind of stand a little flatter, you can look over and see that other trail, kind of the angle it's at. See that it goes on up a little bit there, but it's kind of hard to tell. But that right there would be fairly flat. Get down here a little bit farther and you can kind of see it a little bit better. It gets a little steeper down here towards the bottom. So you got to get a pretty decent run at it. Get a little bit of speed up. You can kind of see that other hill there. That right there is fairly flat. So, pretty good angle. Definitely gets steeper down here. We just about fell 2 more times. Looking back over at that. I don't know if you can see that next trail over there or not. That's the one where I said we cut the trees down. That's over on that trail there. We've had trails cut for 7 or 8 months. We hadn't got to ride too much lately because it's been so hot. This is August, so a lot of the weeds and stuff have grown up. But down in this area, you can kind of see where some of our original trails were at. Some of the other trails going back through there just gotten so grown up. This trail right here, not a bad trail. Kind of goes on up at an angle, but we're gonna get that taken care of. Get that cleaned out, looking good.